Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Programming the Purpose. This is the part 3 in the AI and Beyond series in which we are going to discuss about generative AI, ChatGPT and large language models. So let's start off with generative AI. Generative AI is the type of AI that is capable of producing different type of content. This type of content contains, they may be images, texts, videos, and in some cases, even code. So these are deep learning models which are based on neural networks. So this is just a basic concept of AI. So the ChatGPT that currently we all are using is an example of generative AI and many other tools by different tech giants. So let's talk about a little bit of the history of the current generative AI boom. So in November 2022, ChatGPT was introduced. So it was a big leap forward in generative AI application. New tools, rules, iterative technological advancements were being created and delivered to the market within months. We have seen a boom of AI products. In 2022, McKinsey survey showed that AI adoption has more than doubled over the 5 years, and investment in AI is ever increasing afterwards. So basically, you have seen a lot of products and services that have incorporated AI into their products, and it seems like impossible that your product can survive without the use of AI in this point in history. So some of the fun facts about ChatGPT. The GPT in ChatGPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer and DAL-E, which is also a part of OpenAI products. Its name is derived from artist Salvador Dali and the Wall-E robot. So it is basically used to generate videos and images if we input a text. GPT-4 is the latest model of ChatGPT, which is multimodal, which means that it does not only accept language, but image inputs as well to output text. So this is the power of GPT-4. OpenAI is the parent company which created ChatGPT. It was founded in 2015 in San Francisco as a joint venture between a lot of big tech names. Now come the LLMs, which is basically large language models. This is basically the brain of generative AI. This is basically the major concept that helped us to create ChatGPT. Generative AI is the application of LLMs. Large language models are deep learning models trained on immense amount of data, which means that the data is huge, which makes them capable of understanding and generative the natural language, which is a complex type of data. So the talk we do with humans each day, we normally understand the context, but it is difficult for machines to understand this context, which is possible for LLMs. They can also be used in sentiment analysis, DNA research, customer service, chatbots, and online search. You have seen a lot of these applications in the past 2 years. So examples include ChatGPT, which is from OpenAI, Bard from Google, Llama from Meta, and Bing Chat from Microsoft. Also the GitHub's Copilot, I hope you have used it. It is able to generate code. Now comes the power of LLMs. So it is able to handle unpredictable queries. The complexity of natural language is huge, but LLMs are able to handle it. In normal computer program, we basically input a certain basically sequence of mouse clicks or keypad. We know what user is going to input to produce a certain output. But in large language models, we make it capable to understand the normal language that we humans speak and make sense of it. So they are very diverse and they are able to handle like very poorly literal language as well as the language that is not properly formulated or are normally formulated language as well. So it is based on transformer models. It is able to understand context. What I mean by context, you can understand it with this example. So if I say I like football, it is a great game. In these two lines, you are able to understand that in the second sentence, we are talking about the first sentence. So how sentences are related into the paragraph, it can be basically captured by the transformer models inside LLMs. If the language is poorly defined and trained over huge data, that is basically covered, because the different combinations of words, it is able to make sense of it by reading it from different places and then understanding what the words that we are typing in means. And it uses a mechanism called self attention, which is basically a mechanism for this thing where we are able to establish relationship between different words as compared to each other in a sentence and in a paragraph. If a machine is able to understand that, it will be able to understand human language. But there are obviously pitfalls of using it. So beware, the reliability of ChatGPT and other generative AI models is totally dependent upon the data. If we input the data which is not in a proper format, it is not going to work. Plus, if you enter false information, it is going to basically give you false output, and also it sometimes hallucinates, which means that it is able to fabricate the facts as well. So you should be very careful while using generative AI. So let's talk about the data sizes. When we refer to huge data sizes, we can see here that ChatGPT was basically trained on 570 GBs of data sets, which includes web pages, books, and other sources, which are not that clear. There may be legal documents in your chats as well. Then there is a comparison of different models that are presented by different companies. For example, Llama 3, which is by Meta, it uses training set of 11 trillion words. GPT-4 uses 5 trillion words. And if you compare it with humans of age 5 and 20, you'll be able to realize that it has a huge set of knowledge of words in our LLM models in Llama 3 and GPT-4. So after that, you can see here that the count of training set is, in the terms of token, is almost 15 terabytes for Llama 3, and ChatGPT it is for 6.5. So you can compare here the relative size is almost 3 equals to 1 for our ChatGPT and Llama 3. So this is all, and if there are any suggestions and queries, post in the comment section. I will try to cater them in the next 1 to 2 videos, and then we are going to wrap up this series. And do not forget to like and share this video, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for tuning in.